See, it's three of us, and I know we're fresh. Party rockers, non-stoppers, and our names are Def. Steve, the J is for Jug, the other for Jamming, the F is for Fresh, A-N-D, Def. Behind the turntables is DJ Train. Mixing and scratching is the name of the game. Now here's a little something about nosy people. It's not real hard, it's plain and simple, baby D. Supersonic. Supersonic. Supersonic motivating rhymes are creating. And everybody knows that JJ Fad is devastating. We know you like us, girl, so you better get sterile. Cause we are the home chicks that are rocking your world. Supersonic. Supersonic. Supersonic is a word when people start to listen, especially bigger people that pay close attention. You might not believe it, you might not even buy it, but when it comes to our lady, you might even try it. Supersonic. Supersonic. All you supersonic people try to bite our rhymes. You may think that you are deaf, but you're way so you better listen good to what we have to say. Cause when it comes to JJ Fad, you can get no play. Supersonic. Supersonic. Now he's the freshest DJ from coast to coast. My man can cut and scratch, but I don't mean simple. He may be a little light, but that's okay. Cause when he cuts to the beat, it sounds this way. Hit it. Supersonic. Supersonic. Yeah, it's finally my turn to rock the mic because my devastating beats I know you will like. You see my beatbox is fresh, it'll blow your mind. And if you don't like my beats, I'll go big in your behind. Supersonic. Supersonic. Now you party people know what supersonic means. We didn't try to brag cause JJ Fad is just too clean. Now baby, don't you know that our rhymes are so bionic? Don't listen too hard, don't be supersonic. Supersonic. You see the S is for super and the U is for unique. The P is for perfection and you know that we are freaks. The E is for exotic and the R is for raps. So tell those nosy people just to stay the hell back. Supersonic. Them big everlasting ears. Supersonic. They can hear what I say faster than I can say it. Supersonic. They better chill. Rock. It's like supersonic. You ran out of words. Hit it, baby D. I'm light skinned and down, said I know what's in the intended. That's right, cause they'll fake that ticket man. And you made them orange, dropping orange, capping. Everybody say I'm happy. If you try to hang with me, you should find it true. I'm always rocking, never stopping, devastating, rapper lady. When I'm on the microphone, to see the all these dictated figure is a difference. Everybody say I'm different, there's no other angel of it. Everybody know I'm covered clientele. There's a pearl, everybody know I'm jail. To the beat so you can tell, everybody know you fail. Lama, 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 do my number, see my number, lama, lama, do my number, lama, lama, see my number, lama, lama, do my number, lama, lama, see my number, lama, lama, see my number, do my number, lama. Yeah, that was it, that's it.
Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 live show. I'm your host, Game Changer. And today we are going to examine, y'all know when I'm on the live channel, we're examining something. We're going to examine a video from a young lady who won't completely burn the scrolls. They just, they know what the problem is. They know where the problem comes from, but they just can't get rid of the scroll. It's amazing. Now, for those of you who were born this side of 1995, that was Supersonic, basically by a group called JJ Fad. I do not know what the fuck happened to the three of these chicks. They're not even worthy of being on Unsung. This is their one hit. They are a one-hit wonder. And I was looking at the video as I was playing it, and God, they suck. As far as performance goes, their dance moves was just uncoordinated. They were just like doing whatever the fuck they wanted and shit. Like, is that what passed? Because, like, I don't know. It seemed like the 80s shit just had to be there. Like when you look at the 70s and the Temptations and shit like that, everything was just, the choreography was just on point. But and then the 90s, shit was better. But this shit was just ah ah. It's like these chicks was just like living off of semi light skinnedness, and they wrote something decent and had a catchphrase in the word supersonic. I don't know, but I played it because I remember it being better than it was. But yeah, looking back, that was pretty shitty, if I do say so myself, and I do pretty shitty. All right, so let me get my shout outs and then we will get into this. All right, so salute Basil, salute Kilmatic, I think that is. Let's see, Soul Provider, salute. Zero, Conservative. Let's see, and Marco Grande, new. And I already said Basil. Zone, salute to you. And LA Lakers, salute. Beebs and Melody, salute. All right, so salute to everybody. All right, so now let me play this person. She has a video entitled "Why Black Men Don't Date Black Women." No question mark, and it's in all caps, so she's kind of like yelling at me. What's going on, Complex Design? But nevertheless, let's take a listen. This is a woman by the name of Jay Nice. And Jay Nice is nice. Y'all know what I like? I like them full lips. I likes them full lips. Her eyes is cool too, but I likes them full lips. Y'all know what I like. Yeah. So let's see what she has to say.
Hey guys, Jay Nice on the mic. So
I hate it. She's light-skinned. But no, I hate it when chicks that are above average looking, that are easy on the eyes, say, "Hey guys." Like they're just kind of working under the assumption that it's a bunch of guys looking at them. I know my audience, and it's a bunch of guys who want to see me say stuff. They're looking more than they're listening, but I know it's guys. Women don't want to fucking look at me because then it will trigger their nana envy. Just saying. All right.
I was having a rather interesting conversation today with someone. This particular individual told me that, he has a circle of about 10 or 12 male friends that he went to college with.
Now, I want y'all to pay close attention. How she said male. She didn't say men, but then again, it probably wouldn't be appropriate. So, but I scan. You see, I scan, especially light-skinned ones because of what happened in the past. I scan these chicks for scroll, for sisterhood, for signs of it.
So he's known these people for like 10 years. And basically, he was telling me that maybe half of his circle of friends, majority of whom are Black, don't date Black women. So y'all know me. I was like, hold up. You guys know I'm so pro-Black. So I was like, so wait, I'm always interested in finding out, when people have their
I'm so pro-Black. I'm so pro-Black. I want y'all to remember that she's, God damn, look at those lips. Look at those, look at the almonds of the eyes. So see, there's like what I want is like right below in the back, right where the neck meets the head and like right under the back hairline, It's like a spot right there. Like if you don't cut it, the hair spill over. It's a spot right there. That's where I want her lips. Right there. Like just damn it, right there is where she could put those lips. Right there. Damn, she got some sexy lips. All right. So, but yeah, so she already said that she's so pro-black. She is so pro-black. All right, let's listen.
References. I'm always interested in hearing and finding out why it is that, you know, you don't date whatever race it is. And I'm always intrigued when Black people say they don't date other Black people, when white people say they don't date other white people, when Asians say, you know, I had a friend who is Chinese, and he said he doesn't date Chinese girls because they remind him of his mom. I thought that was interesting. So I asked this individual, I said, well, why don't your friends, you know, date Black women? You know, if you could kind of basically attribute it to one thing, what would you attribute it to? What is the number one reason as to why your friends do not date Black women? And he said, you know, the number one reason has to be their attitude, our attitude. I'm just playing. We've all heard this before. This isn't new. This is
okay. So now we have proof that they already know this. The next words out of her lips, her sexy, sexy lips. Look at them. They all pink and shit. The next words out of her sexy, sexy lips should be, y'all need to stop with the motherfucking attitude. That should be her next words. Now, let's see what her next words are.
Isn't, you know, anything new. That's like the recurring theme. You know, I would say like top 3 reasons as to why Black men, things I've heard as to why Black men refuse to date Black women. Attitude, that we're too independent, as you guys have seen, may or may not have seen, I made videos about this. You know, we're too independent. Our attitude, and yeah, I would actually say it's those 2 things. We have this I don't need a man type of attitude, which is what is keeping us single.
Okay, so she's cracked the code. She's cracked the code on all the things that's fucked up. Now, it's not really cracking the code when somebody gives you the password, you know, like her friend told her, you know, and it's amazing that, you know, a guy has to tell you this shit. It's like, really? You don't see all of this? Like, you know what guys like. That's why you put on that pink lip gloss and shit. So you know what we don't like, and that's why you're not fat as fucking ugly as hell. So you know the good and the bad, but you just needed a man to tell you, okay.
You know, so I think that to say something as trivial as our attitude is interesting.
Ain't that a bitch? Did she just call it trivial? Did she just call it trivial? Basically, your attitude is the core essence of your behavior and personality, and you called it trivial. It's just the attitude. So let me ask you, let me ask you something with your lips. With your lips. What is important? If a woman's attitude is trivial, then what is important? And watch she say something like education. Look at all those books and shit. I think what's really important is not really her attitudes, it's how many books she has on the shelf. And how full her lips is. Y'all worried about minor shit like how she behaves and how she treats you. Is she appropriate to bring around company? That's trivial shit. I can't believe y'all worried about something as trivial as a woman's behavior. So remember I told you what she's supposed to do. Now that she realized what men dislike about them, she should have been telling Black women to squash that shit. But remember in the beginning, she said, hey guys. She know that her subscribers are here to look at her lips. and perhaps anything else she got going on. She know that that's why the guys are here, and her audience is men. So she's not going to tell women to check that shit. And if she did, they'll just say, you know, who are you? You're light-skinned. You don't understand my structure. Anyway, I digress. Let me continue.
I asked him to elaborate more, and he said, well, Black women have a lot of attitude. And I said, so other races of women. And let me just clarify.
See, so does other races of women. Now, this chick is easy on the eyes, educated, and all the good shit. You know, she got the almonds for the eyes, and, you know, she got the, like, McDonald's sign eyebrows. But outside of that, you know, you would think that this is a good catch, but she just cannot burn the scrolls. She cannot burn the scrolls. Listen, hold on.
I said, so other races of women. And let me just.
Yep. White women do it too. So do other races of women. That's like failing a class, right? That's like failing a final or something like that. And you go to the instructor and like, hey, why did I fail? They say, well, because you got so many answers wrong. Other people got answers wrong too. Yes, they got 4 answers wrong on average. You know, you have 56 answers wrong. That is why you failed. It's the magnitude of it.
Just clarify that his friends date, these are Black guys that refuse to date Black women, and they only date white women. So I asked, well, why do they like to date white women? And he said, well, he feels like, the first word he used was that they're docile. So I was like, so white women, in their opinion, are docile, therefore easy.
In their opinion. Now, everything that this guy says is a stereotype or a, what's going on, Triple X? Is a stereotype or a matter of opinion. According to him, the stereotype, in his opinion, you know, this is her way of trivializing what he is saying.
To control. So Black women are not as easy to control. And he said, well, I didn't mean to say the word docile. He just basically said white women.
See, now he's on the defensive. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say docile. Just say what you want. Grab your nuts and say what you want. I'm sick of your fucking attitude like the one you are giving me now. I'm telling you what I want, and you need to think about how you are going to get it to me.
Women are easier to get along with. He said races other than Black women, pretty much. This is nothing novel. This is nothing new. We know this.
So you already know that.
This is interesting. I just wanted to have a brief discussion as to why. And as a Black woman, I kind of want to explain on behalf of myself. I can't speak for all Black women, obviously, because I'm one Black woman out of millions. But I think that Black women in society have had to and continue to endure a lot. And, you know.
Here we go. We had to endure so much, and that is why we are in public, butt naked, twerking by the batteries. Because we had to endure so much that I need to twerk. We had to endure so much that I need to throw chicken at people at Popeyes. We had to endure so much, so I had to take my old mattress and throw it on my neighbor's lawn. We had to endure so much, so I'm fat as fuck. We had to endure so much, so I walk around with a belt threatening my kids in public. We had to endure so much that I act like a motherfucking buffoon. Really? had to endure so much. We endured so much.
My dear friend Tommy Sotomayor, in one of his videos, I believe he said that that is not a sufficient enough excuse.
It is not.
You know, to say, oh, Black women, we have attitudes and we're angry because of everything that we've had to go through. But I think it's a combination
see,
you know,
hold on.
A lot of Black.
Everything before the word but is bullshit. So Tommy Sotomayor said, you know, that's not a sufficient excuse. What you endured in the past is not a sufficient excuse. But maybe it is a sufficient excuse. What if I just reiterate it? Then will it be a sufficient excuse? No. No, past traumas that didn't even happen to you is not a sufficient excuse for you to act like a complete and total fucking jackass. Because who else is doing it? Like I seen years ago a dark-skinned Black woman take out a gasoline pump and fuck it. She actually fucked a gasoline pump on camera. Now, I guess according to you, you could just say, oh, you know, but she had to endure so much. But is there like a God's chosen person who did some shit like that and then said, Holocaust? That's why I am fucking gas pumps on World Star Hip Hop. Holocaust. So she said, but. Let's see what's after the but.
Black women, a lot of us are the heads of our households.
Here we go. Now this guy is talking about single Black women and why he don't date them. And it's probably because she's going to inevitably try to be the head of the household.
Raising children without a father.
There you go. There you go. There you go. It's the Black man's fault. It's the Black man's fault. It's the Black man's fault. So you have a group of Black men saying, you know something, I'm not going to fuck with you. No, you have to come here so I can blame you some more. It's the Black man's fault that I'm so undesirable that Black men don't want to fuck with me. It's the Black man's fault that I have an attitude that's repulsive to Black men. Now she's about, hold on, I'm almost at the, I'll drop the link when I'm at the halfway point. So that'll be like a 5:20.
That we made the child with. So we've had to be strong. We've had to be resilient.
So you have to fuck a gas pump? You have to do all this buffoonery shit that you see on World Star Hip Hop? Like, I have to fight at Popeyes because I'm the head of household. And as such, I must fight at Popeyes for chicken sandwiches. Now look at her. Everybody take a good look. Look at her face. Look at her lips. Good Lord. Oh, and she's nice about the body. So when I showed the chick in the parking lot talking about he pulled a gun on me, these are the same bitch. Or I should say woman. She just took her brain, that fat, ugly, syrup stirring Black chick, took her brain and put it into her body. It's the exact same mentality. Exactly the same. And that is how the sisterhood worked. There's no deviations. There is no difference. Just blame the black man. But what about the black man? The black man, the black man. Everything, I'm not accountable for my behaviors. I just blame the black man.
We don't always have the chance to show our emotions and cry because a lot of times, like I said, we're the heads of the household. Our job is to remain strong. So in this,
our job, notice how she says "are" and shit, and she's not the head of a household. She's a single woman with an empty set of lips that I like to put my penis in. At least at the time that she did this. Yeah, Melody, it's the black man's fault.
Attempt to remain strong, I think we've almost lost ourselves and we become too strong. We put on this tough exterior, and like Lauryn Hill said, don't be a rock when you really are. Don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem. I feel like many black women have hardened and have become bitter because of everything.
She said many black women have hardened. You could come over here and I'll show you a black man that's been hardened. Yeah.
That we've had to endure. So many of our black men are incarcerated.
They're in jail. And that's why we're hardened. It's because we're in jail. Oh, God. Fucking making excuses. Blame black men. Blame black men. Now, I'm just going to ask the fellas straight out. We all heard the story about the white women who blamed black men. Like, they probably were cheating on their husband, and then they say, "Oh no, it was the niggers," or something like that. They blamed black men. We all heard those stories. Don't miss those white girls, they'll get you lynched. They blame the black man for everything. Somebody run their car off a cliff or put it in a river or some shit like that, and then call the insurance company and say it was stolen. It was stolen by a black man. Now, fellas, in your life, and I'm sure there's people here from 16 to 61, in your life, how many people, who blames black men the most? Is it A, black women, B, non-black women, or C, non-black men? Exactly.
And we are left to raise children on our own. So many of our black men are not faithful and not committed.
Oh,
so
God.
We are in a position where we have to.
They cheat on me, so I act a motherfucking fool. Y'all see this shit? How many of y'all still want to fuck her? Jesus Christ.
Raise our children on our own. Everything that we've gone through, even beyond slavery.
Everything that we've gone through. Did you go through slavery? Because I guarantee you, if you went through slavery, you would definitely be in the house. If this was Django, you would be in the house always. You would be Sheba. Yeah, apparently, Jamal, she had to endure slavery rigorously. And that's why, they're acting a motherfucking fool.
As a black woman, I can say this. If you're not a black woman, sitting and looking from the outside in, it's easy to judge and say black women Black men go through just as much. No, our struggles are not the same. We struggle, but the way
our struggles is not the same. Meaning, mine's is worse. Therefore, I am. See, notice how she's not trying to change the behavior. She's trying to excuse it. That housework was no joke. It's the same housework that she got to do today. I mean, yeah, she got dishwashers and shit, but, you know, it's pretty much the same housework.
that we struggle is different. So you can't demean and belittle what someone else is going through just because you don't understand it, or you think that.
Now, notice how her friend didn't actually demean or belittle what he was going through or what they went through. He said, I prefer this because of the attitude. I don't care where the attitude comes from. I don't really care what you've been through. Nobody's gonna tell me what the fuck to do. You can't rely on the past anymore, sweetie. That excuse is not going to work. Imagine somebody just slapping the shit out of you while you're asleep. You're like, what the fuck? Slavery. You don't really understand what I went through. You don't understand why I'm slapping the shit out of you right now. Slavery. At some point, men are going to say, I don't give a fuck. Stop trying to get sympathy dick and start getting dick for thick ass lips.
You struggle as well. My struggle is not the same as someone who lives in Nigeria and has one arm. You know, I might struggle, but my struggle is not the same.
My struggle is not the same as somebody who lives in Nigeria and has one arm. You know something? When was the last time you seen a Nigerian with one arm acting a motherfucking fool? When was the last time you seen some shit like that? A one-armed Nigerian just using that arm to beat his kids with in public, or whatever other foul shit you see. I can't judge their struggle. Fuck your struggle. I judge you on the way you behave now. Fuck your struggle. And fuck anybody's struggle. Anybody who uses struggle as a justification for the way they behave towards people now, fuck you. If somebody ever breaks into your house and steals your shit, and then they say something like, you don't know my struggle, you're gonna struggle with this ass whooping, and you're gonna struggle with this motherfucking Glock.
So I think it's like apples and oranges. People love to compare and say black men struggle as well, which I'm not arguing.
Fuck you. I hate people that say apples and oranges. You're supposed to compare apples to oranges. You dumb, sexy woman, you. The fuck are you? What else are you going to compare apples to? Like, do you compare apples to other apples? No, you compare different shit. You compare foreign cars to domestic cars. You compare different shit. You're comparing apples to oranges. You're supposed to. Smart, stupid people. I hate that shit. Hate it when people say, why are you comparing apples to oranges? Because I want to know which one is better, apples or oranges. Apple juice is different than orange juice. So why would you compare two different oranges or two oranges? Like, well, this is an orange, but this is an orange. The fuck? You're supposed to compare different things. I'm comparing apples to orange. Fuck. Oh.
GC, what it do, Playboy?
What's going on, Triple X?
You got it, man. You got it. I see she got you all riled up, man.
Exactly. Because I hate chicks like this that you just like teeter on. She's fucking with my penis. That's what it is. Because see, here's the thing. It makes it harder for me to get attracted to other women who look like her because she's so, God damn it. It's okay when other bitches do it, but when they look like that, it's like, God, I want to fuck her, but I don't want to fuck her. It's just like, God damn.
It's completely making it hard on the player.
Well, she's supposed to make it hard, but she's making it soft. She's making it soft on the player, actually.
She shouldn't have never opened her mouth. She was so pretty.
Exactly.
She should have back.
And yeah, she could have just spent the 10 minutes like licking her lips and shit, and got the same amount of views. But no, she just gotta say shit like this. You know how repulsive a person. Her friend is basically telling her. Her black friend is basically telling her, this is why me and mine do not fuck black women. He is telling an attractive black woman that look like that, this is why I don't fuck you. Do you know how repulsive you have to be to look like that and motherfuckers still say you are not on my I want to fuck list?
Facts.
Damn, you have to be so fucking annoying. You went to college with this dude. He spent 4 years not trying to fuck you. Does that... Jesus Christ, you are repulsive.
She shut her mouth. She wouldn't be around me 4 minutes without something jumping off. But yeah, man, this is an interesting one you got here, GC.
It's old. It's like 5 years old.
Yeah, it's older. I believe this girl. I've seen her before around on YouTube. I believe she's from Cameroon.
Well, I'm subscribed to it. My girl from Cameroon.
Okay, yeah.
She's darker though. But
okay.
But yeah, I'm subscribed to her, but she stopped doing it. I think she got married. I think she married a dude, if I'm not mistaken. Which is for obvious reasons. But she stopped doing content, or she started like doing it like once in a while.
Yeah, I was messing around on her page. Yeah, it looks like she's still putting some stuff out, but yeah, not often though. It seems like once a month or something.
She has a penis to tend to.
Yeah.
Just enough to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, she got sandwiches to make.
Yep, she got sandwiches to make for sure.
But I just think that based on everything that Black women have had to endure, I think that that's hardened us. And I think the result of this
it's hardened us. Well, you've hardened us.
Is that we have on this topic interior. We don't want to let our walls down. And we many of us play positions where we have to be strong. So while this might, for us, come off as being strong, to men, and particularly many Black men, it comes off as us having an attitude, which is extremely unfortunate.
It comes off as us having an attitude. We don't actually have an attitude. It just comes off that way. I'm gonna do that shit.
Go ahead.
It's like a homeless person saying, I know because I don't have a home that I come off as homeless. Like, nah. You come off as homeless because you homeless.
Facts. Hey,
that's like Marco saying, right quick. That's like Marco saying, I know it comes off as I only like 18 to 24-year-olds, but no, motherfucker, that's all you like. That's all you fuck.
Right.
Man. Go for it, Triple.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, with this video being 5 years old and her being married now, I want to have her perspective changed on any of this. Sounds like the game she's kicking right here, it seems to be coming from a place of her being single and having some struggles in the dating game, plus in relation to the dude she just talked to that gave his impression on it, and her girlfriend's going through shit. But I wonder if she really feel like that now, though.
If she matured, I'll go into her archives and look up some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to check out some of her videos and see if she touched on that. But
I'll check for her growth.
Yeah, I've seen some evolution in some women over the years, but admittedly, it's rare. Even after
No. Chicks grow. You know, I think she was like fresh out of university, which puts her in
probably out of college.
early mid-20s. Yeah.
It's a lot of old, immature women though, too, GC.
Well, they're stubborn.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the immaturity. Yep. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, but you know, hopefully, you know, she's open for change, or she was open for change. She's married, so you know, likely she's made some adjustments to make that happen.
True. Well, hopefully she's open for change, and hopefully her husband is open for swang, because
oh, you're on a roll today, huh?
I mean, like, if he likes Cameroonian girl, we could trade for, you know, 45 minutes and 12 seconds.
Okay. Well, hey, Tuna, what you got to say about this?
I'm the soundman, right?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Salmon, my bad. Yeah, Salmon, right. Salmon, what you got to say about this?
She's way too pretty to be a feminist, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she changed because she got a boyfriend now, or she's married. I don't know, but usually single women, they have that view that she has.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, but now that she's with a man, hopefully she changed her mind, because that's not cool.
Exactly. Yeah. I was kind of getting at, I kind of was thinking the same thing. Like, you know, I figure her perspective had probably changed at least somewhat, you know, with getting older and like actually getting a dude and stuff. So it kind of takes you out of that mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she's gorgeous. You don't usually see him looking like her, acting like that.
Yeah, she's an attractive girl, that's for sure.
Exactly.
All right, let's continue.
Because I've never been the type to be like, I only date white men, I only date black men, I only date light skin, I only date dark skin. I went through phases where I was like, you know, I date this, I date that. But now that once I became older and expanded my mind, I realized that every person is unique, and you might have had 10 bad experiences with black women, but you meet me and I'm somebody completely different. You know.
Oh God. So basically, you're supposed to continue down the same path until, you know, you meet a counterexample. You see, and I do that. Like, black jelly beans taste like shit, but I keep eating it, hoping one day one of them will taste good. Is basically what she's saying.
Everybody asks is, and I understand, you know, every time you eat bananas, you throw up. You're probably not going to eat bananas anymore. But I beg of you to have an open mind. If you're, you know, any of you guys watching this video are one of the people who refuse to date whatever.
So basically, these are a bunch of SYSBM guys, and what she's saying is a message to SYSBM. Now, and what she's saying is, like, you know, if you eat bananas and it make you throw up, then continue to eat them, and you never know, one of them might be good. I mean, there is a rationale to that, you know. However, that's from the banana salesperson. You know, I mean, like, it is your job to provide better quality bananas, not really tell a person that, you know, oh, it's okay, just continue to eat the shit.
Facts.
Because particularly within the black community, the supply of black men is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you are...
Now that's interesting. That's an interesting thing that she said 5 years ago. The supply of black men is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. However, the demand isn't getting greater. You notice that?
Very interesting point.
You know, like, it seems like as the supply of black men gets smaller and smaller and smaller, black women, the waistline of black women would get smaller and smaller and smaller because they have to compete for a dwindling supply. But they're not, are they? They're not.
Hey.
According to her, the supply is going down, but the demand isn't going up. Something is wrong here.
Are the type of person the type of black man who only wants to date, the type of black woman who only wants to date black men. This is something to be aware of, how black men are perceiving us, you know.
And now she's going to take this opportunity. Keep in mind that a guy, her friend, says to her, like, look, we don't like the attitude. We don't like the independent. We don't like this, this, and this. Things that you can easily change. And then she just, said, but we're supposed to be this way. And black women should, understand that black men are at a dwindling supply. So maybe we should have less attitude and give them what they want. But instead of her saying that, she's saying that, we need to expand our options. We need to expand our options, but you guys keep eating those bananas.
Many of us are perceived as having attitudes. So this is something that we as a whole could try to work on, could try to modify.
Damn it, Zone. When she got older, her pussy expired. I don't want her pussy. I want her lips.
Game changer.
It's so wild, man.
He let them lips.
I am a
we have
lip
this
man.
angry black woman stereotype. And obviously that doesn't apply to everyone. There's people who do fit the stereotype, but I think that the media definitely helps.
Now, it's a stereotype. Hold on, let me I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
You got it.
Yeah, so what's up?
Yeah, interesting topic we got here. She's I agree with what you said earlier, Melanie, and I was thinking the same thing. She's definitely switched her position by this point. 5 years is an eternity at that age she's at to where she's at now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Go
ahead, GC. Brad, go ahead. You got it, man.
Yeah. So yeah, she says it's a stereotype that black women have this attitude and this and this, but it's not a stereotype. Black men being in jail, or there are a few black men out. That's not a stereotype. You just you have a friend that has 12 single black friends.
Right.
Scarce. Each of them would love those lips. But it's so scarce. It's scarce. It's scarce. Get the fuck out of here.
Now, I think it's just a lot of truth on the attitude front. I mean, of course, I wouldn't say all black women have an attitude, and but a lot of black women have an attitude. Like you say, all black men are in jail, but a lot are,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm saying, why does she call it a stereotype when it applies to black women, but it's a fact when
Yeah,
but
that's her biasness kicking in. That's what that is, GC. You know the game.
Exactly. That's the scroll. That's the scroll teachings. Exactly.
She ain't gonna bend on that. Of course not.
Yeah.
Perpetuate that. How we're showcased in the media is that we're showcased as being angry, we're showcased as being loud, we're showcased as being belligerent. So this just kind of adds to the negative stereotypes that are already out there. So I think the media plays a huge role, and then we have to be very mindful of not playing into these stereotypes. So in the process of trying not.
Finally, she says something decent. We have to be mindful of not playing into these stereotypes. Finally,
Trying not to confirm stereotypes. It causes stress for us. I don't advocate for being fake, but I also think that if you know that you defy the odds and defy the stereotype, we should be trying to set examples and showing people, okay, not every single black person is ignorant and loud. And
So she thinks that by not being a fucking jackass, that she's doing the right thing. I'm setting an example. They're not following you. They just say, "Oh, that's a light-skinned bitch. She thinks she better." And then they go on with their buffoonish behavior. And you want to know why? Because you just gave them an out. You just gave them a moral excuse to why they can behave like this.
Does this and does that. Life is about breaking stereotypes, breaking people's, shattering expectations. So, I think we as Black women have to understand how we're being perceived, and
like, you need to understand how you collectively are, sweetie. And they are that way is because you give them justifications. Instead of her just walking around and saying, "I ain't with these bitches, don't touch me, and don't touch my food," is what you need to be saying. Like, this is 5 years ago. You should have been treating those bitches like they got the corona. Like, back then.
Obviously this isn't true, but this is like a constant narrative that we have attitude for too much. We're too independent. So if you're a Black woman out there who wants to date a Black man, this is something you have to be mindful of and you have to be aware of. So let me know what you guys think. And I will.
Okay. I just let you know.
Later. Let me know in the comment section if you are one of the types of people who dates or doesn't date your race. And what if you're a Black man and you refuse to date Black women, what your reasoning for that is.
We all have the same reasoning, sweetie. And obviously I'm not a Black man that refuses to date my race. I think that this was before the concept of there's other members of the race without the same culture and attitude, that exists in the world, came out, like, African in my case, but, Afro-Brazilian and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a race thing, it's a culture thing. And y'all continue to perpetuate the culture. The fuck is Donovan Sharp talking about? What's the 6? Oh, Ron Wills has something to say about why some Black men don't date Black women. Okay. All right, this one is from 3 years ago. Black women, why can't I get a Black man? Black man. Well, you can be combative, overdramatic, and overbearing. Black women. Well, I ain't changing for no man. Oh, this dude's funny. I got to hit the read more button. Let's see where he's going with that. And repeat. Okay, that shit's hilarious. Let's see the responses. Let's see the responses to that. Hopefully, after 5 years of doing this shit, she got it. So yeah,
he went ham.
So, not funny. Is this a woman that says that's not funny? Dreams creation.
What's going on?
Yeah,
crazy.
My daughter just said that to me. On point. No, it's not funny. It's reality. So he's responding to that shit. Yeah. Let's see. And so it's a whole bunch of Black men. 90% are known as violent. So your point is, yep, more blaming the Black man.
That's not true. I know more Spanish and white guys that beat the shit out of their girls.
Well, the thing is, like, okay, 99% of statistics is bullshit. How about that? Like, why is she like 90% really? And then she said known, like, which is stating that it is a stereotype. Like, this is just something that's known. Like, you can say anything is known. That's ridiculous.
They always got to make an excuse.
Exactly. Well, it's always like, I know you are, but what am I? Type thing. Yeah.
Facts.
Hello, everyone. I'm coming directly to you for asking.
Am I in the right thing? Let's see.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use Wikibuy. It's a browser extension that automatically compares Amazon's prices to other sellers to see if there's a better price out there.
Fair use, fair use.
Yeah, fair use. Damn, this got 262,000 views. Now, granted, this has been some time, but still, damn.
Yeah, she changed her name from J Nice Diversity or something now.
Yeah, she's like Diversity, yeah, to where before it's just J Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back. Let's see. So there she goes with more Blaine Black.
Hold on, GC. Let me ask Melody a question. Hey, Melody.
Yes.
All right. You got I got a question for you. Do you got a lot of friends or like relatives, women that have the similar mindset as this woman here?
No, I don't really have friends. I'm being honest. I got a couple of cousins that I hang out with, and they don't have that mindset.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he says, damn, you just made up a statistic based on your own view of black men. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what she did. The reason black men date other races of women is because black women today in general are not feminine at all. God damn.
Damn, he going for the juggler vein.
How do you really feel? Black women sees brothers that don't speak Ebonics and has a job with no kids as corny and square, but she will date the nerdiest white dude, jump for joy. Yeah, there's some truth to that. I won't get into the details of that, but yeah. All right, let's see. Docile doesn't mean easy to control. Docile is the direct opposite of hostile. Bottom line, black women want to be men. So be that. Meanwhile, I come to a warm embrace, smile on well-manicured face. Wow. I'm black. My lady is white. She never holds grudges. She always thinks of ways to make our relationship better. So these guys give like the blueprint of what to do to get that penis.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
So they give the blueprint, and let's see the responses that this gets. Oh, this is an older black woman. On the next comment, I'll read that after this. But this is an older black woman. On the next one, white women interested in maintaining relationships long term just do not prioritize getting in a man's space or constantly being on the lookout for someone or for some form of disrespect from a man. White women interested in maintaining long-term relationship also prioritize compromise and cooperation in those relationships. This does not mean that they are weak or easily controlled. It simply means that they prioritize self-control for the sake of getting along with their relationship partner. When white women feel dissed or mistreated or taken for granted, they will tell their partner they feel most often, how they feel most often. They are in a calm frame of mind. If their partner continues to mistreat them, they just quietly make plans for their departure, ... So I won't get into that, but this is just more like, white girls versus black girls thing. All right, let's see. Next one. Oh, here we go. Y'all don't build argument. Seth Walker. That's because white men have built a foundation for white women and children, so they will naturally be docile. Okay, let's stop right there for a second. Which came first, the docile bitch or the infrastructure, the building? So basically, according to this, the first white women of the world were just, were just obnoxious and belligerent as fuck until they built. Like the first Roman women were just a bunch of ratchet bitches until Rome was built. Centuries later, come on now, get the fuck out of here. All right, let's see. Actually, I'm not even going to read that one. All right. This is the problem. This is some women in all races. Okay. White women do it too. I got you. All right. Let's see. That's a response to Seth. I'm not gonna. Oh, wait a minute. No, Seth is the main person. Okay.
Why do they always say white people do it too? Spanish people do it too. We're talking about black women. Why do they always do that?
Well,
They
it's a,
use- go ahead, Game Changer. You got it.
no,
I'll
no, you got it. I'll look for ones that's to read.
Okay, yeah, Melody. They basically just using it as an excuse, as so they continue to do it, you know, and they're using it as an out and a scapegoat, basically. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
yeah, completely ridiculous. Yeah.
This is why I don't have
Go
any
ahead, go ahead.
friends.
Okay, so well, that's what happens, unfortunately, when you actually burn the scrolls, which is something that Jay Nice refuses to do. But you know,
Right.
okay, so you are what you're attracting. In order to get someone better, you have to first be someone better. Shouldn't that apply to you as well? Just saying. Because like it's not like these guys are necessarily not in relationships. They probably are, just not with black women. So they can't really say like they probably are with somebody better. But if you're not, that can apply to you. It's weird. But once again, this is, you know, I know you are, but what am I?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I
So
was about to ask Boom or something. It looked like he jumped off the panel, huh?
oh yeah. He
just
did.
dropped off. Okay.
Did he even say anything?
I think he said something a moment ago. Oh, he didn't? That was you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he got a chance to speak or whatever. That's what I was going to ask him for his thoughts on it. You know, I know he's a younger guy, but hey, there's some high level game that's being broke down to be grabbing at his age. I would have loved to get this.
How many fellas would have just been distracted by the lips and just not really paid attention to what was coming out of them? Like, yeah. All right, let's see. You're most likely not going to find quality partners at bars, clubs. Okay, so why is this assumption? Like, why is there an assumption that these guys are at bars, clubs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Like, that wasn't really said in the thing. But this is once again like, oh, you're just not looking in the right place. You didn't go to the decent black woman store. It's where Sears used to be. What the fuck? You didn't go to the decent black woman's store and say, where's the big titty section? Like, unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. Release Us from the Matrix says, Alan Kane, this is not true at all. Yeah. Oh, somebody else agrees with me. Damn, I love her lips. Yeah. Kevin Rice, you are a man after thy own heart. Because, yes, I am a lip man. All right.
So, Melody, I'm curious. How did you get to the point where it's just you and your cousins and no friends that you hang out with? Did you have friends and they betrayed you, or what led you to this point?
I had friends. I'm the type of person who, you know, I'm really nice, so I trust a lot of people. And the women that I trusted, they all betrayed me. Like, we used to go out to the club together, and I feel like a lot of them used me for attention, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like when I did get the attention, it was the Nana envy that Game Changer talk about. They were jealous of me. So they did things like, it was one time where I got robbed by them.
What?
Yeah, I went out with a group of girls who I thought were my friends, and me and my friend Stephanie, we have the similar personalities and we're both cute. We gave them our coats and our purses and everything, and they robbed us. They took everything from us. And then they said that, oh, somebody stole it. But later on, I found out it was them that took it. They took my phone, they took my money, my wallet, everything from me.
Damn.
Yeah, so after that, I stopped hanging with them.
Wow. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's crazy.
Yeah. And this was only like 3-4 years, like Yeah, like 3 years ago. So I'm like, I can't hang with girls no more. Especially black girls. I have a couple of friends. I got one that's Puerto Rican and I got a white friend. That's
Yeah.
it. Those are my close friends. I don't, but black girls, they do stuff like that. So I try to stay away from them.
Well, what about their history?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, slavery is why they took your wallet. According to this
No,
shit, right?
Stop
yeah.
it.
No, I'm not gonna blame it on slavery.
Okay. Now
No.
let's take a look at this. So she has one. So she has two that look interesting. She has one that says, you know, Queen and Slim review, spilling the tea, and she has another one that says, "Black men don't cheat." So I'm gonna check those out. But I'm gonna check it out at. So she got her PhD. She has her PhD.
Yeah.
So good for her. Let's see why black men don't date black. Oh, so this is the one I clicked on. And so this one was the Queen and Slim review. Let's check that out. That one was only 6 months ago. Oh, it's past 8. Damn. All right. Supposed to be watching whatchamacallit, but I'll just catch up later. Oh, damn, she's still cute.
Hey guys, Jay Nice on the mic.
Yep, she got that ring.
Let's get into this Queen and Slim review, honey. So last night.
Now y'all heard my review, but she got that ring. Yep, fellas, got that ring. 5 years later.
Yeah.
That's what a nice pair of lips would do, and a PhD would do for you. And let's not forget, she's light skinned.
Oh yeah, that's a plus.
Hey, GC, man, I'm still tripping on that light skin song. That's some slow ride shit right there, man, with the top back.
I should ask her if she sent her pictures for the remake.
Went to go see Queen and Slim. Don't mind me, it's like 4 p.m. and I'm still sipping my coffee. I drink coffee all day long. So if you have not seen Queen and Slim, do not watch this video because obviously there are going to be spoilers. But I wanted to give my initial reactions, thoughts, hear from y'all what you.
I didn't even know the Rumble was on. I stopped fucking with the Rumble because Fantastic isn't on it. Like it's no like real people I want to see anymore.
Yeah, all of the real old school Rumble cats don't seem to be on there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
it's like,
I thought he stopped it. I guess he brought it back, huh?
Yeah, he brought it back, but it's like lamer. You know, it's like a bad sequel to a good movie. You know, it's like when they brought Star Wars back.
Right, right.
So first of all, I'm really excited to support this movie because Lena Waithe is a Black writer, and I love to support projects by Black people, particularly Black women.
Nope, she's still in the sisterhood, particularly Black women. She sees them as a separate group.
Black women or women of color.
Women of color.
And,
oh God.
Both of the actors in the movie, the main characters, are British. One is she's Jamaican, I think of Jamaican descent. The other is Daniel Kaluuya. He is Ugandan but British. So my husband and I have this debate where he thinks that British actors are more classically trained, and that's why in a lot of these movies lately we've been seeing British actors being used with Black American actors. I disagree with that, but that's not the point. That's neither here nor there. That's not the point of this review. But where do I begin?
I bet you her review is not going to be anything like mine.
ending got me, man. The ending, so much meaning behind it. And if you guys have watched, if y'all have watched this channel for any good amount of time, you know I frequently speak on the fact that sometimes we as Black people are our own worst enemy.
You
I
think?
think that this
Sometimes?
movie was a good example of this.
Sometimes.
Were ratted out by one of their own. It'd be your own people.
That's what you got from the movie.
But I love the message that Lena was trying to convey.
Yeah, she's on this.
Sometimes, again, we are our own worst enemy. Going back to this idea of the Willie Lynch letter and how within this letter was a very detailed outline of how to turn Black people against each other, and we create separation within.
Now, I want to point out how she says, we're our worst enemy. And she points at the Black man that ratted them out. I would say in the movie Queen and Slim, the cop was their worst enemy. But that's just me. I mean, wouldn't he be a worse enemy? Isn't he the reason that they were in this position in the first place? That person who fucked up their lives for free? Just saying. But, don't blame Whitey, blame Blackie.
Our community, and that has been perpetuated for hundreds and hundreds of years. We are not unified enough, and I think that much of our issues within the Black community stem from our inability to be completely cohesive, to be on one agenda.
Oh no!
That this movie, if I could take one message away from it, that is what it would be. I love the fact that the Black officer let Queen and Slim go, and I just love that. It was no matter what your profession is, police officer or not. I think as Black people, we have this level of solidarity, and I thought that was really beautiful in that moment. Then we saw that sort of side by side with this idea that we are our own worst enemy.
She's saying the same. Oh, she hasn't gotten better.
For me, and all of this happened within like the last 10 minutes of the movie, and I was like, oh, they're gonna go free, they're gonna go to Cuba, all will be well. But again, it was just like a ton of bricks. What else did I love? I loved the fact that we were able to see and to witness Black love.
Oh, god damn it, I knew she was gonna say that. And that's not love. That's an over.
I love that. That was showcased so well in the movie. I also felt like it was beautiful to showcase Black vulnerability, and it was beautiful to see how strong Queen was.
God damn it! So she hasn't gotten better. It was beautiful to see how strong Queen was.
Yeah, that
so
right there.
Black woman. Yeah, she hasn't changed. She hadn't got better. God damn. So her husband went to the movies with her and say, "Ooh, that was a strong Black woman." Like, what the hell? What did you think of the Black man? Oh, he's slim, but she was a queen, and he's slim. I love seeing strong Black women. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, she's no better. She's actually worse.
Yeah.
I don't really remember them using those names.
She's a wolf in a sexy bitch clothing.
That's who they were. But I thought that was beautiful. She was such a strong Black woman. She was so assertive, and she was just so but at the same time, she was vulnerable. She was really vulnerable with Slim, and she shared with him her scars, as she called them. And it was just like a beautiful love story that was being painted right in front of our eyes. So I was reading, let me be honest, I follow a lot of people that would be considered hoteps on Instagram.
God.
And one of the hoteps that I follow, and if y'all don't know what it is, you gotta look up HOTEP. One of the hoteps that I follow, he posted about Queen and Slim, and then I started reading the comments. And it's really interesting that people who probably haven't seen the movie keep saying that there was this white savior. So the couple, Uncle Earl gave them an address, told them to go to this couple. They went to this couple. He was a former, he was in the service with Uncle Earl. He was in the service. Him and his wife sort of sheltered Queen and Slim for one night, but it wasn't even one night. So within the comments section, someone was saying, oh, this movie has a white savior complex. Those two individuals did not save Queen and Slim. In fact, the wife did not want them to even be there. They weren't even there for a night. They stayed there, and then at night, that's when the neighbor called the cops on them, or, kind of blew up their spot. And that's when they hid underneath the floorboard. So there was no white savior. I think people like to perpetuate that when they haven't seen the movie. If you've seen it and that was your interpretation, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree, because that couple was not the one that saved them. I was a little put off by the young boy who ended up going to a protest and shooting a Black police officer. I didn't really understand what the purpose of that scene was about. I just feel like, again, regardless of what your occupation is, the sameness of our Blackness is what really joins us. And I understand the saying, not all skin folk is kinfolk, but that just really upset me. And I feel like the Black officer was trying to help him out, and was, he could have easily whooped this boy's butt, but he didn't, and he was kind of really trying to encourage him to just leave and go home, because he's a kid. So I think that it just bothered me that this young boy thought that it was okay. He wanted to be immortalized, and he thought it was okay and acceptable to shoot this Black officer when all he was really trying to do is help him. And I'm not of the mindset or the mind state where I believe that all officers are bad. I think there's a lot of bad officers, but I'm gonna every single
do double speed.
Officer is bad. And I also think that if you believe that, then how do you even really resolve crime or resolve problems? Like, if someone breaks into your house, the first person I'm gonna think of to call is the police. And I think that it starts to become problematic, and sort of like an eye for an eye, and sort of like vigilante justice, when you feel like you cannot trust any police officers. I grew up in the suburbs, so maybe I have a different mind state than some people out there, but I do think that not all police officers are bad, but there are many police officers that are bad and that are crooked and that use their power, that abuse their power, rather. So I was a little, I guess I don't really know how to interpret that particular scene. But I think those were my main takeaways from the movie. I thought it was beautiful. The depiction of New Orleans, y'all probably don't know this, but New Orleans is one of my favorite cities in the whole world. I lived in Louisiana for 3 years, and I was not in New Orleans, but I was hours away. Every time I would visit, I just felt like it was such a beautiful city. So I thought that the movie really depicted NOLA culture.
All right, now she's just talking about Blizz Blaz and him. So I'm gonna close down soon. I'm gonna just
pretty cool. But again, I think my main takeaway was really, it just resonated with me. The ending, as I know, resonated with a lot of people. It kind of made me think of Nipsey Hussle and everything got sort of.
All right, I'm gonna just
and how it was allegedly one of his
close down.
Who sort of ended his life, and it just kind of makes me think about that and how we can really become more cohesive as a community. I guess that's where I'll go off, is posing the question to you all.
Okay.
Yeah, that was lame. She hasn't grown at all.
Yeah.
5 years later.
Yeah.
Hey, once she's going bad forever.
Well, a lot of chicks pick up this bullshit in college. And she said it was you and the motherfucker, so
That's great. Go ahead. What you gonna say, Melanie?
Hello?
I said, what were you gonna say, Melanie? I ain't gonna cut you off. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, no. I was just saying, like, she really didn't change at all. Usually a man changes a woman's mind thought, but
right.
Yeah. No.
Facts. That's what I was thinking. Like, I was hoping that might have been the case, but no, she's still a train wreck mentally. So yeah.
Because I
Pretty
heard
much,
that
yeah.
when a woman is getting penis, everything changed. You know, and
I guess it
before she
depends on
probably
the
wasn't
penis.
getting it. Yeah.
Oh God, she got the titties too. Forgot about those.
She looked like she got a nice body.
Hmm.
Damn, game changer. Just tell her to stand up and turn around.
Right,
Yeah,
that's all she has to offer is her looks.
unfortunately, yeah. In the absence of negatives, you know,
If
but
you look like Lizzo, you would see very little male comments on those pages.
Video.
true.
I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
facts.
talk about Charlemagne the God and
So she's getting far fewer
Paul's
views.
song, which is titled "Black Men Don't Cheat." Have you guys heard about this song? If not, I will link below to, maybe it's available on YouTube. I haven't searched for it, but it's on Apple Music. I have Apple Music, and I'm sure it's on Spotify and anywhere where you get your music from. But if you haven't heard it, pause this video, listen to it, and then come back. So for those of you who have listened to it, what do you think about it? I wanted to give my thoughts, of course, because for those of you who have been riding with me for the last 7 or 8 years, you know that I love giving commentary on, and I guess you could say I specialize in giving commentary on Black issues, Black America, things going on within the Black community. And I absolutely loved the song. I heard, I was listening to the radio and I heard Angie Martinez talking about, I caught like the last end of it where she was like, is Charlemagne a rapper now? Is he? And I was like, what is she talking about? And then I went onto his Instagram and I saw the promo for the song Black Men Don't Cheat. And Charlemagne, for those of you who watch Breakfast Club, I'm sure many of you watching this do, he's always saying that. And I love that. I actually started following, for those of you who are on Instagram, we should connect. My Instagram is below. But I actually started following on Instagram. I think it's called the official FBA. So official FBA, which is Official Faithful Black Association or Black Men Association, something like that. And I started following them on Instagram. But the reason why I love this song is because I really like the idea of changing the narrative. For those of you who've seen my previous videos where I talk about infidelity and race, I had a discussion recently, and I really, my viewpoint on it has modified a little bit. I don't think that you could put a marker on which race cheats the most. I honestly think all men cheat at an equal rate. I think men are men. Men have the same chemicals. Men have the same desires. I don't think one race is prone to cheating more than another race. I do, however, believe that certain races have more difficulties with committing. I think Black men.
What the fuck? That's the same thing.
From my own personal experience.
That is the same thing.
Yeah, she's not that bright. Not as bright as she's coming off.
She's the dumbest. Well, no, I had a real dumb doctor, but she's one of the dumbest doctors I ever came across.
Yeah.
I done ran across a couple of them, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that, you know, I don't think that one race in particular cheats more than another, but I do think that some races have fidelity issues more than others. What the fuck?
Exactly the same thing.
Black man, this does not qualify. I'm married to a Black man, so this does not qualify for him and every single Black man, but many of the Black men that I have personally encountered in the past, and that my friends, who for the most part, most or all of my friends date Black men, what I've noticed is that they are constantly complaining about the lack of commitment or the difficulty that many of their Black partners, male partners, have with committing. So I don't think that certain races of men cheat more than others. I think all men cheat at the same rate. I don't think every single man cheats, but I do think that Black men in particular, and because of history and because of what has happened in our country, I think Black men have commitment issues. Not all, but I do think that a lot of that is attributed to what happened during when Black people were taken
God damn it.
from their countries, our countries, to this country.
5 years later, she's still blaming slavery for shit.
A lot of it has to do with post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Oh, God.
For those
Oh,
of you,
man.
All right, we've heard enough.
Yeah. All right. Phone her up.
Charlemagne and Little Duval.
Yeah, let me fast forward.
I'm a
Jesus.
strong and firm believer in changing the narrative for one. And I think when you say something over and over and over and over again, it starts to come true. So if I every single day said, I am an amazing person, I am worthy, I am loved, I am whole, that is something I start to believe. But the thing about all of us as humans is that many of us tell ourselves negative narratives, and we tell ourselves these things over and over and over again. And the more you tell yourself something or someone tells you something, the more you start to believe it. So if I tell myself, I'm dumb, I'm not good at math, every single day, what do you think is going to happen? I'm not going to pursue a career in math or in STEM because I'm going to have limiting beliefs about my abilities. So I absolutely love the idea of changing the narrative. And I've had conversations with colleagues and I went to, let me not get too many details, but I knew someone who said that he was nervous about his sister dating a Black male because he didn't think Black males were faithful. And this person said this and a few other people. And of course, I chimed in, but I think that there is this narrative, this continued narrative that Black men are not faithful. And if you look at what's going on social media and you look at celebrities.
I want y'all to notice that she said males. She said males. She's definitely on some feminist shit. Yeah,
I knew that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she got her PhD in. I have a PhD in women's study.
Yeah.
She just wants to try to sound smart. She's one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can tell she's really not.
Exactly. She sounds like the type of girl that'll set you up to get robbed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not in the limelight. What you find is that there are many Black men who are faithful, who are committed to their significant others, their wives, or their husbands. So I love this idea of shattering the narrative. I also wanted to point out, for those of you who don't watch Black Mirror, you definitely need to watch Black Mirror. It's my favorite show, hands down. I don't watch TV, I only watch Netflix. And I don't even really watch that. I just watch When They See Us and Black Mirror. Black Mirror season 5 came out last Wednesday. And the very first episode, if you've never seen Black Mirror, it's not the type of show you need to watch in chronological order. You can just watch bit by bit. But the very first episode, I encourage you to watch because I think it sort of plays into this narrative of emasculating Black males. And I also think that it plays into the narrative of Black men not being faithful. So in media, we see this a lot. We hear this a lot in songs that, in songs that rappers come out with. We hear about this. So it's this idea of having throngs of women. So I love this idea, even though obviously, Charlemagne and Lil Duval are doing this in jest. It's done in jest. However, I do think that there is power in music. There's power in our words, and we have to change the narrative. No one else is going to do it for us. So if we think that there's something constantly said about us, whether that's Asians, Blacks, Hispanics, whomever, and you don't like that and you think that it's negative, we all have the power within ourselves to change that narrative. So I commend Charlemagne the God and Lil Duval for the song. Again, if you haven't heard it, it is below. Let me know what you think. Black men don't cheat. I love it. I agree. Jay Nice signing off. I'll see y'all in the next video.
So all I got from that is that she still hasn't improved and she has nice tits.
For my meal kit delivery, I chose the vegetarian.
That's what I gathered from that.
5 years later.
So I'm about to close down. Yeah. So I'm about to close down. Do anybody have any closing thoughts? Triple?
Not really.
Okay. Okay, well, this is Game Change. Oh, let me check my phone right quick before I go into the shout. If they're there.
I have a final thought.
Yeah, go ahead, Melody. Get it off.
Sometimes that just goes to show that women just don't change. They can get married, they can be in these long-term relationships, and they'll still be the same. That's what I got from that.
Yeah, I will co-sign that. Unfortunately, like I was telling Game Changer earlier in the show, it's a lot of older, immature women women out here in the game, and you know, sometimes they don't grow. You know, it's unfortunate, but I feel sorry for the dude that's got to deal with that though.
Exactly. And you can tell she's like in her early 30s, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she shouldn't be talking like that.
Nah, she's way too old to be talking like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the dude is just like, you know, he's just happy that she's not having a conversation with him. And he just, you know, rolls his eyes and wait for her clothes to come off, like every time she speaks.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like he just kind of like bobbleheads it. He just like sits there and like, yeah, it was a sad ending, Queen and Slim. All right, now let's fuck.
Exactly.
I think that is their marriage. But all right, so with that being said, I'd like to thank War Master for the Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. I like to thank the panelists. I'd like to thank the people in the chat room and those who are listening silently. I am going to enjoy. I'm going to watch Insecure. I should start doing reviews of that show, but it's the season.
Yeah. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool, man.
Well, the season's about to be over. Well, I'll do like a season overview of it, you know, after tonight. So I'm about to watch Insecure, and yeah. So I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Game Changer 100 live, and I'm gone. Peace.
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 See y'all later.